You and four friends start a lemonade stand. At the end of the summer, after paying for lemons and cups, you have £100 of profit left over. You all agree to split that profit equally, £20 each, dropped straight into your piggy banks. That real money landing right in your hands is a cash dividend. It is the company taking a portion of its profits and paying it directly to you because you are an owner. This happens in four simple steps. First, the company earns a profit. Second, the board of directors decides how much of that profit to share. Third, they announce a specific amount, say 10 pence per share. Finally, that cash is deposited straight into your account. To actually get that money, you have to watch the calendar. A company will announce a declaration date, a record date, and a payment date. But the one you must circle in red is the ex-dividend date. Think of it as a cutoff. If you buy shares on or after this date, the trapdoor opens and you receive nothing. You must own the shares at least one day before. Knowing a company pays 10 pence a share tells you very little unless you know what the share costs. To compare companies fairly, we use dividend yield. As this formula shows, you take the annual dividend per share, divide it by the share price, and multiply by 100 to get a percentage. Let's look at this in practice. The chart on the left shows Company A. The shares cost £2 and pay 10 pence, giving you a 5% yield. The chart on the right is Company B. They pay a much higher 60 pence per share, but the stock costs £20. That gives you a yield of only 3%. Company A pays less cash per share, but gets you a higher return on your investment. Cash dividends are taxed, though in the UK, your first £500 each year is tax-free. But you can shield your money entirely by holding your shares inside an ISA, or individual savings account. Think of an ISA as a protective vault. Any dividends paid inside that vault are completely free from tax, no matter how much you earn. Cash dividends provide a tangible reward for investing your money. However, understanding the rules of the calendar and using tax shields is what allows you to actually keep those profits. Let's go back to the lemonade stand. This time, instead of taking £20 out, your friends decide to use the profit to buy bigger cups and more lemons. To make it fair, they give you a bigger share of the business instead of cash. That is a stock dividend. The company holds on to its cash to fund growth and rewards you by issuing additional shares directly into your account. If they declare a 5% stock dividend and you hold 100 shares, you wake up with 105. There is a catch. Receiving those extra shares does not make you richer on the day they arrive. Imagine this diagram as a pizza cut into 8 slices. You own 2. If someone cuts every slice in half, there are now 16 slices, and you own 4. You have more slices, but the exact same amount of pizza. When a company issues a stock dividend, the total value of the business remains the same. It is simply divided into more pieces. While your total value stays the same today, you now own a larger number of shares. If the company grows over time, those extra slices compound, eventually resulting in a larger piece of a more profitable pie. Occasionally, a company hands out a completely unexpected bonus. This is a special dividend. It is not part of the regular schedule, and you should not expect it to happen every year. These windfalls happen when a business finds itself with excess cash. They might have sold off a division, won a legal settlement, or simply had an unusually profitable year. In 2012, Costco paid a special dividend of £4.55 per share. If you owned 1,000 shares, you suddenly received over £4,500, right on top of your regular income. Do not try to game the system. On the ex-dividend date, the company's share price almost always drops by the exact amount of the special dividend payout. Buying the stock at the last second usually leaves you breaking even. Special dividends are pure bonuses. They are great when they arrive, but you should never rely on them for your long-term income planning. Large companies typically split their annual payouts into 2 parts. Think of a teacher checking your progress midway through the school year. You are doing well, so she gives you half a gold star now and promises the rest later. That halfway reward is an interim dividend. Companies pay interim dividends after calculating their 6-month results. The board of directors approves this payment on their own. Because they do not yet know how the rest of the year will go, this first payment is usually kept small and cautious. At the end of the year, when all the profits are officially counted, the company pays the final dividend. This is the main event. It is usually much larger, and because all the data is in, shareholders must officially vote to approve it at the annual general meeting. This table shows how the two work together. The interim arrives mid-year and is smaller, approved only by the board based on partial data. The final dividend arrives at year-end and is larger, approved by shareholders based on complete, certain data. To understand how much a company actually pays, you have to add the interim and final dividends together. Looking at just one payment will give you an incomplete picture of your total annual return. Imagine planting an apple seed. It sprouts into a tree, grows apples, and you take those apples to plant even more trees. Eventually, you have an entire orchard planting itself. This is the logic behind a dividend reinvestment plan, or DRIP. With a DRIP, your cash dividends never actually reach your bank account. Instead, your broker automatically uses that cash to buy more shares in the same company. Those new shares then earn their own dividends the next time around, which then buy even more shares. It creates a continuous, self-feeding loop that runs entirely in the background without any extra effort. Look at this graph comparing two £10,000 investments in Coca-Cola made in 1990. If you took your dividends as cash, the bottom line shows your investment growing to £80,000. But if you enabled a DRIP, the second line curves aggressively upward, pushing the final value past £180,000. A DRIP takes the simple concept of compound interest and turns it into a mechanical engine, translating time and patience into exponential wealth. Occasionally, a company pays you in physical assets or shares of a subsidiary instead of cash. This is a property dividend. When eBay spun off PayPal in 2015, eBay shareholders were simply handed shares in the newly independent PayPal. Suddenly, they owned two different companies without spending a penny. And finally, there is the Scrip Dividend. This gives you a choice. Take your normal cash or accept new recreated shares in the company instead, sometimes offered at a slight discount. But Scrip Dividends carry a specific risk, called dilution. Look at this pizza divided among 4 people. If the shop makes the pizza slightly bigger, but cuts it into 5 slices to feed a new person, your individual slice gets smaller. Your percentage of ownership in the company has shrunk. When a company issues brand new shares for a scrip dividend, they slowly water down the ownership of anyone taking cash. While it preserves money for the business, that requires you to monitor whether your slice of the pie is being thinned out. These 8 distinct strategies form a toolkit for rewarding ownership, ranging from a simple cash deposit to a complex automated growth engine. By tracking the calendar dates, shielding your returns from taxes, and using the math of reinvestment, you can take a tiny sliver of a single business and transform it into a lifetime of compounding income.